Okay, so now I'm going to see how I can get this thing to work well. I've got library translation in here. Let's see if it turns out to do any better. Sorry, it's a demo here. Still has a problem. It isn't really all that clear as to what it is. But it's probably created out of, what's Simon? Anyway, I don't know if I really want to do it that much, but then you see how it works. So the runtime loader has some pathing in it to start with, but it will obey embedded paths that are, you know, embedded in libraries and binaries, and it'll follow those. But if there is no embedded path, then it will first use the libraries that are in, or binaries that are in boot home config non-package, either in the library or binary directory. And if that doesn't work, then it'll try boot system library, but only for those packages that don't have a hard-coded path as to where to look. So it probably would be a good idea, actually, to simply just put all this stuff in here. Especially the libraries. We'll see how the GLT pod does after that. It still has an issue. It may or may not be related to what I've done. There may be some hard-coded paths to boot system library somewhere in there. All right, so that's basically about as far as I can go. But how does it relate to the problem I was originally having? What exactly can I do about this? Well, the only thing I really can do about this is try to replace as many libraries as I can that comes with Haiku with the ones I've already built and start over again. So that way when things link, they'll link with what I want it to link. I know one other library that's a problem is library JPEG. It caused, I believe it was JPEG, and I believe that caused an issue with, I forgot what it was. It might have been ScumVM. So I'm just going to go in here and just go back and just continue on this little episode that I have here. Just check some stuff out. We got still got web positive still going. See, Zombie Nation's happy. Yeah, it's happy. Alright, so let's just see what we have. Starting with the oldest stuff, too. So we got library care stat. I probably already replaced that. Because that's boot home config non-packaged library. Basically, here's the deal. And this might actually end up being a problem. Or perhaps not. And I like this. So the fact that I have all the originals boot home config non-packaged library, if the runtime loader is going to look there first, then I'm not really worried about replacing the stuff that's in my system library. At least I don't think I am. Unless, of course, when the boot process takes place, it's not going to refer to that. But it's say when web positive wants to run, or the GLE or any of those things want to run, and if they're going to look in boot home config non-packaged library first, then the thing is that at least when I hope, and if I'm wrong about this, then I'll have to clear it out. I'm hoping that when the linking process takes place, it won't also make boot home config non-packaged library its top priority, because if it does, and they might have had reason to do that, a reason to believe that should take place, then maybe it's not such a good idea that I have this thing filled in, now is it? Probably not. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to edit this name. I'm going to call it 1. And I'm going to keep going until this thing just dies. If it does, okay. Then I'll see about doing that down there. I'm going to see if I'm getting the same problems. And then I'm going to implement this on the build, the platform that I've been building my stuff on. And I'm going to rebuild some stuff, and I'm going to see if things work after that. Now, it could be, another thing could be, is that I'm just never going to be able to build library GL such that it will function properly, because there's something going on with linking, of which they're trying to work on, and they're trying to do their best at, but haven't got there yet. Which you can't blame anybody for. They're trying. He put a lot of time and effort into that. And he starts up by saying he's sorry about having such a long post, but the length of the post is immaterial compared to the importance of what he's trying to do there and the time he's taken to explain. Alright, so what else can we replace? Now, I've noticed that I do not have libAD device, libutil, AV format, SWS scale. I don't think I have libAV codec. And probably what I should do is now this is in order, so just verify that before I blow it off. libAD AV device. And now I'm getting back to my original purpose. See if anything can be replaced with newer stuff or different stuff. Okay, so I don't have libAV device. Okay, or AV util, or AV format, or AV codec, or AV filter. I have libAV call. How about library SW res sample? No. SWS scale. No. Lib pre PCRE POSIX. Yeah, have that. Let's start 000. Mine happens to be 02. So I'll have to delete the 000. Okay. Let's just reboot. Let's see if we can get back in. If we can, things seem to be running reasonably well. Now, another reason why I'm doing this is if things don't run reasonably well, I can rescue it from the other partition. I can just move the disk over to the other virtual machine, boot from the other hard disk that has the original setup, and replace that library that I've replaced with the library that should be there. Now, one thing I should probably do with the .000 is I probably should, with the PCRE POSIX, I should make sure it does have an 000 there. Come on. Right, because there may be some, who knows, something looking for that number. Even though the actual thing I'm using is 002. So a lot of these I wasn't able to get too far. How about lib edit now? Do I have a lib edit? It does cost me some time to reboot because this thing wants to recount everything. ADT. We do have a library edit. My version's a little bit newer, so I'll have to delete the 041. I'll make a link for that. And notice I'm not copying over the static library. Package source creates. Oh, come on. I know, I shouldn't be surprised. But it's really tedious. It's an order. Create a link to the current folder. That didn't bother me about that, did it? And just in case something wants to use .41, it's there. Next will be library JPEG. There is the library GPG, and I got a 9. 9.1, so mine's a little bit newer. Gonna have to get rid of the old one. Probably take that one too, just, I don't know. Okay, JPEG. That is strange. I'm gonna make sure this 201 here is original. That's big. 9.1.0. Why is that not there? That's kind of weird. So the tracker likes the library JPEG. Let's terminate the tracker. And restart the tracker. What time do I got here? You kidding me? Alright, okay. Halfway through. In fact, because it did respond that way, I'm going to reboot just to make sure this thing's still bootable. I think it will be, but we'll see. Not bad. Alright, can we still browse the web? Ooh. Alright, so it's missing a symbol. How about the Zombie Nation? Oh, it doesn't have the sound yet because the same reason as before. The question is, okay, so now JPEG's a little bit different. Right? So I've identified library JPEG, which I already kind of did, as something that has symbols that differ from what a normal build would have, and therefore is going to cause undefined symbols when you're done building stuff. Either more or less, or it could be the linker. And the same thing with library GLU. These all seem to be graphical things. So we had, we ought now to call it library JPEG. I don't see this gives me any noises or not. Still have graphics. And let's see if I can solve the problem with web positive, which also library JPEG. So lib I'll make another one else called library. Again, I'm assuming that web positive doesn't have a hard-coded path to the system. It can accept a normal web positive, is not going to accept a normal library JPEG. Or at least what I consider to be normal. And the audio is now gone. It started to break down at sometime in Theora and things like that were moved in. So there's something different about the audio stack or the media servers taking an awful long time to start, which is possible. We still have a buildable system. It's just one that will run. And let's now it's going full throttle. So the stability is it's starting to break down. Okay, now I'll try, how many more of these do we got? Quite a few. Quite a few. Now, speaks actually I've already replaced, so we're at Og here. Expat actually I think I've replaced. So, not too much more to go. And some I don't have. So what's the crazy in there? Oh, no, not there. That counts all of them. There we go. I got 505, you got 504. It wants a 05. What's so strange about it is why did it not very strange. They're not there. I don't expect everything's going to go smoothly, as I've said before, so. Alright, it's there. LZMA 505. You might want a 504, so I'll create a link. that. Just try rebooting once again. Now here's another issue. All these libraries, if they have they actually, if they link to anything else, they're going to want to look in boot home package library. Which I have not adequately populated. I'll let it count all of the 5,000 of them. Boy, it's thinking. Replace my own libraries and then also populate the whole thing with, and maybe I'll just quit here because